Time for an April TBR. Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today I've got my April TBR. As you guys know, April TBR, not just April, but TBRs in general, always tend to change. Things get added, things get subtracted. I try and stick to it as best I can. March, I will say I started out pretty decent, and then a lot of things with work kind of happened, and just kind of fell off the rails a little bit. But I'm hoping for the month of April that I can get a little better with it. We will have these books linked down below if any of them intrigue you. And also don't forget to check out the podcast. We have that down below. The episode last week was with Gabby Reeds, and this one is still going to be a mystery. You just have to wait and find out this Monday. But yeah, no, very exciting stuff. We are going to get to these books, and as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get to the list. Alright, first up is the random horror book that we decided to just kind of grab off the shelf, because we might just start doing that now. And that is The Grand Hotel by Scott Kenmore. And this one, by what I can understand, is about a desk clerk welcomes a group of tourists into his mysterious and crumbling hotel. The last thing he expects is that a lone girl on his tour may hold the power to unravel the hidden mystery that has lain for untold centuries within the structure's walls. Sounds pretty intriguing. I don't know how horror related it's going to be. It actually says it's a horror novel, so never mind. I guess it's going to be pretty spooky. I mean, the book looks really cool. The cover looks awesome. I'm very intrigued to see how this goes, and like I said, this is just a random book we pulled off the shelf, and we'll see what's going to happen with it. So there you have The Grand Hotel by Scott Kenmore. Next up is Sleep by C.L. Taylor. This is the thriller pick from Danielle. I do not know a whole lot going into this book, but by what I can understand, based off of the blurb and what I read on the inside cover, 7 guests, 7 secrets, 1 killer, do you dare to sleep? So it's about this woman, Anna, who has got insomnia. She can't sleep, so she takes up this job as a caretaker at a hotel. Or she takes a job at a hotel on the island of Rum, the Scottish island. And she gets 7 guests, and I'm going to presume that one of them probably has something to do with her past. And that's just my guess. So we'll see how right I am when I read this book. So there you have Sleep by C.L. Taylor. Alright, next up is The Ravenous Dead by Darcy Coates. So this book was released in March. I am very excited to get to this. I can't really talk about this one that much. It is a sequel to The Whispering Dead, which I gave like 4 stars, 4.5 stars. We also had a podcast episode with Erin, which is another YouTuber. We did a podcast with her, and pretty much most of it was with Darcy Coates and talking about her stuff. We're not sure if we're going to post that this Monday or if it's going to come out another Monday, but just stay tuned for the one with Erin. You'll figure all that out if you follow the podcast Instagram, which we will link down below. Again, I can't really talk about this a whole lot because it is a sequel. This actually is going to be a trilogy. There is a 3rd book that's going to be coming out, I think, later this year or early next year. I don't remember, but it's purple in color versus the red and blue that we see here. This book, like I said, it's a sequel to a book that I thought was really well. It's about Kira, who is a woman who was escaping something in her past, went to a graveyard, and pretty much took on like a caregiver kind of thing as like a groundskeeper. And pretty much she has the ability to see the dead and talk to the dead. So I don't know what the sequel is going to be about, and I'm very excited to get to it. So there you have The Ravenous Dead by Darcy Coates. Alright, next up is The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. So I read The Sundown Motel by her. That book was written in 2 different times, and I believe I gave it 3.5 stars or something like that. This has gotten some really good reviews, and I'm very excited to get to this one. This was one of our Book of the Month picks. The little blurb here says, "Some crimes come back to haunt you. A true crime blogger gets more than she bargained for while interviewing the woman acquitted of 2 cold case slayings in this chilling new novel from the best-selling author of The Sundown Motel." The two timelines is 1977 and 2017. So, very exciting stuff. I can't wait to get to this. A lot of people have said that this is a really good book, and obviously it's why it's in my TBR. So, yeah, there you have the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. Alright, next up is my Stephen King pick of the month. It's one that I've picked a couple of times, a few different occasions, but I just have not gotten to it. And that is the collection of Skeleton Crew. So this one is one that I've actually read a couple of the stories. The Mist I read, gave it 5 stars. The Monkey I read, gave it 5 stars. The Raft I read, gave it 5 stars. Here, There by Tigers is like this really short one about a tiger in a bathroom. Whatever. I didn't really give it a star rating at the time. If I had to, I'd probably say it's like 2 or 3. It's just kind of like a weird story. But I haven't read any of these other ones, but I know like The Jaunt is a good one. Grandma is a good one. Like there's a lot of these ones in here that I've heard are really good, and I just haven't gotten to them. So I am planning to read this. I will be skipping over the ones I already have read, because The Mist is like literally like a short story itself. It's like 150 pages. So I am very excited to get to this one. We have another podcast that we just recorded with Tony from Tony's Horror Corner. He is an Instagrammer, or a bookstagrammer, and we talk pretty much only Stephen King. And that was a really cool episode. It's almost like an hour long, and we probably could have gone for another like 4 hours. So plan for future episodes with him, possibly. But yeah, I'm very excited to get to this one because I really want to finish Skeleton Crew. It's one of the collections I know that a lot of people really enjoy, and I need to finish it. So there you have Skeleton Crew by Stephen King. Okay, so I am saving the good one well, they're all good ones, but I'm saving the big one for last. Normally it's Stephen King, but in this case it is not. Solely because Danielle is currently reading this. She's almost done with it, and she said it's like a 10 out of 5. And that is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. This book, her and I have said we're going to read it numerous times, and we never have. She is almost at the end of it, and she said it's practically identical to the movie, which it's one of our all-time favorite movies. We will be having a podcast episode kind of based around the book. Probably talk about the movie a little bit too. Like I said, I have pushed this off for a decent amount of time, and I feel like it's just time now because Danielle's reading it. We were going to buddy read it, but then someone started it before me, and now I can't listen to it until she's done. So, love you. But yeah, no, I'm very excited to get to this eventually because it's such a talked about book, and everyone loves it. And I would like to be part of that group of people. So, yeah, there you have Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. Alright, so those are the books I am planning to read in the month of April. As you guys always know, things change. I add, I subtract, I don't multiply or divide. But, let me know any books you're planning to read in the month of April. Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to look at the podcast. Check it out. Check out the Instagram for the podcast if you want all the information about the podcast, as well as all the podcast information. But yeah, always don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Later.